Let's talk about Pragmata. Capcom had been gatekeeping this for years. Since the first trailer, we've had no idea if this was a Kojima-style fever dream or a legitimate action title. Well, I can tell you I put in 10 hours to complete this game, and I'm going to give you the zero BS breakdown on whether this is a masterpiece that justifies its price tag, or if this is just Capcom's legendary win streak finally hitting a wall. Let's get into it. Visually, this game looks incredible. I don't remember the last game that I played that looked this nice. I have to say that it's one of the things that drew me into it initially, but none of that matters if the gameplay is no good. Let's talk about the hacking. The hacking part of this game in Diana really blew me away. The fact that I'm a dad could have played a big part into this, but Hugh not wanting to be a dad or a family guy at all, and then having to take care of this little girl and teaching her things and looking out for her, even though he could just repair her, is like a really good quality, and I think any dad would appreciate that straight away. As for the hacking itself, I thought it was a really good change of pace for gaming. It was complicated enough for it to be a good addition in the game, but not so complicated that it took away from the shooting of the game. Really enjoyed it. Upgrading and customization. As you can see, I spent a lot of my updater on hacking, and you can't see it here, but later on I also spent a lot of my time on the weapon itself, because I thought it was the main weapon. As for the unit printer, where you can upgrade the weapons, the hacking, your abilities, and your attachments, I focused on one weapon for each slot, which you'll see later. You get 4 slots. You got your main gun, you got 3 other slots. Hacking, I basically did the same. I utilized 3. The abilities I really focused on. That's where most of my money was spent, on getting the abilities and the attachments. Making sure that I had a lot of mod slots and the thrusters and the repair, just to make sure that whenever I got hurt or damaged, I could go through the game and make it safe. There's a good amount of stuff that you can do, and there's enough selection for you to not do the same thing twice per your playthroughs. I think something that is really good with this game is the pacing. You get access to more weapons and more hacking and more abilities and more attachments as the game goes on, but it's not so in your face that you are overwhelmed with your choices. If you want to sit there and make sure that you keep the same skills, you can, and you can upgrade them as the game progresses. If you want to swap over to something, it feels powerful enough that you haven't lost the progression of the stuff that you've already upgraded, which I think is a very good change of pace to how most games are these days. As you can see on screen here, this is your weapon loadout. You get to do this every time you go back into the main story of the game when you're not at the hub. And you get to choose your loadouts. You get to choose what mod you have on, you get to choose what weapons you have on, and then you can go straight into the mission. Another cool part about the game is the bingo and the training. The bingo allows you to unlock information about characters and enemy types. The training allows you to go through and hone your skills, and also give you rewards to help you upgrade your abilities and your weapons. It's really, really cool idea. The game itself is quite intense, so you can see me here drinking some buffs to make sure that I'm focused and dialed in and have the energy to keep going. So what's the final verdict? This game is hectic. I love this game. I can't remember the last game that I actually finished. If you are after a generic open world game where you check boxes off a map, this isn't for you. But if you want something like that's new and innovative, get this game. It's going to be 10 to 15 hours max for you to just get through the story, and I guarantee you'll love it. This is an absolute win. I want to hear what you guys think about it, and tell me if Capcom is still the undisputed king of the AAA space right now. Bye.